Rogers is an autistic boy. He's 15 years old. He's been missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. And everybody has been looking for him. Everybody. He is 5 foot 5 inches tall. He weighs 120 pounds. Sandy blonde hair, and he wears glasses. And again, there is no footprint of him whatsoever.
You think back, and there might have been a reason he was possibly upset, or something outside that could have enticed him to go outside. Was there anything that came to mind?
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out. That morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood. He was behaving.
This boy, I've done told y'all, reminds me of my son that had autism, that is my third son. And he disappeared right down the road from part of where my family lives. And I take all of these cases serious. I am not playing about anything right now.
The original thinking was that Sebastian Rogers left home on his own, but the fact that he disappeared without a trace now has authorities looking into the very real possibility of foul play.
I'm not trying to accuse them of anything. I'm trying to tell you how suspicious they are now becoming. Hello, everybody. Hello, H. Davis. Happy Valentine's Day. Dawn, hello. Hello, Annabella Honeys. Sherry Berry, hello. Plant Lady, hello. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And Sammy, hello. Cinderella, Gypsy B. Yes, that body found. The only thing I heard about that today was it is an adult. I don't think there's any more information on that. Hello, Mama, the OG. Hello. Happy Valentine's Day. Carly, hello. Not crazy. Hello. Happy Valentine's Day. Wait, what? Happy Valentine's Day. Hello, Rhonda. Hello, Castle. Hey, Jude. Hello. Gigi for life. Hello, everybody. Hello, Plant Lady. Hello, Sharon. Everybody coming in. Coffee Bar Lady. Hello, everybody. All my beautiful people here. Good to see everybody today. February 14th, 2025. Susan, hello. Hello. Welcome. Hello and welcome. I am so glad to see y'all here. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's just see. Let's just choose one.
And violets are blue. I'll always have a heart-on for you.
Happy Valentine's Day!
Roses are red, and violets are blue. I'll always have a heart-on for you.
Happy Valentine's Day! Whoops. Hey, Nana! Hello, Nana. Hello. Look what she put. Yeah, you know I'm sweeter than chocolate, honey. Any day. Hello, Ginger for Ab. Hello. Oh, look. Oh. I love y'all. Hello, Kimberly. Hello, Susie Little. Hello. Welcome, Holly. Welcome. Everybody, welcome in. Y'all know I got to get some of this off of here. Hold your horses. Hold on.
On me, and I think they already do.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Palm Sunday.
Well, you got to
You
listen.
son of a bitch.
Happy Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is for couples. I wish they had a day for single men. I think they already do.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Palm Sunday.
You son of a bitch.
Hey, Janice. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello, everybody. All of these peeps. Hello. Yeah, he'll have to wait till Sunday. Palm Sunday. Not this Sunday. Palm Sunday. Samantha, hello. Hello, welcome in. Oh my goodness. What y'all been up to today? No good. Oh my gosh. I've been good today, y'all. Hey, Justin. Justin's going to come right on in here and tell us he's going straight in the shower. Tell me when you get that water on, Justin. I got something to scare the shit out of you. I'm just kidding. Oh my God. Wait for everybody to come in before I cut it off. Oh. Sherry. Yeah, I was almost tempted to leave it up until everybody just come in and get it over with. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. This is Love Day, honey. This is Love Day. Oh, God, it's all gone now. The early bird gets the worm. If they late, oh, well. Hey, Kim. Hey, everybody coming in. MJ. Hello, Carly. Carly said that chicken screaming woke up her dog. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God, that's funny. Oh my God. Love you all. Hey, Daly. Hello, happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Woo. It's been a day. I hope each one of you had a good Valentine's Day. Looky there. Moonflower and Medicine Man said, my husband spoiled me, feeling loved. Good. That is good. Look, if every one of you have have had a day where nobody's told you, just know that Smiley loves you. Smiley loves you today and every day. Yep. If nobody's told you that, Smiley loves you. And your dogs was like, wait, what? Oh my God. I don't even know where my dogs is right now. Mine got spoiled this morning getting pampered. So they're in there resting. Oh my God. They're resting. Ooh. So what y'all been doing on this day? Did y'all eat lots of chocolates? I didn't eat one. You should be proud of me. You should be proud of me. When I have the, what do you call that? When I decide I'm not going to do something, I just don't do it. I just don't do it. You're celebrating, it'll be Friday. Well, tomorrow's my anniversary, so I will have to eat something good, but healthy, I guess. So I was good today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, lovable Mama Bear. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, y'all hit the like. Y'all hit the like. We got some things we're going to talk about. First, I do want to send out some prayers. A lot of people we hadn't done that in a long time, but a lot of people do need some prayers. And I found out that our beautiful Sweetie Pie Low, she needs some prayers, definitely for her health. I don't know what else going on there. It does not matter. She is the most beautiful thing I think I've seen on YouTube. Please keep her in your prayers. And just that was brought to my attention, so we need to do that. And I know I seen Miss Daly in here a while ago. Let's keep her in your prayers, and still keep the E's. Continue to keep them in your prayers and give them strength. Of course, beautiful Brandy Neal. She's very, very sick right now. She needs a liver transplant, and she's still needing to stay strong and healthy for Michael. Justice is coming for him, and she wants to be here to see that. She wants to keep her pinky promise, and she will. She will. But we need to say prayers, extra prayers for her. And, justice is coming, but she wants to know where her baby is. She wants to know where her baby is, where Monkey's at. Prayers for our beautiful Miss Ann. I don't know if she comes in here sometimes. She hasn't been in here lately. She's been sick off and on. They've put her surgery off and back on and yada, yada. She did send me a Valentine's today, so still continue to pray for her. And absolutely continue to pray for Seth Rogers. I pray for him and his health, and I pray for him every day that he finds the answers that he needs, and he finds his son, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, and that he will get the closure and he will get to hold his son in his arms again. Pray for Mr. Tony and his wife, because they have been a rock for Seth. Y'all just don't know. They have truly been a rock. And it really takes a good people to be there for somebody long distance and drop everything and their home life and everything and come and help. And yes, he needs, him and his wife, they need prayers and strength to continue this journey and be strong. I mean, be strong. It takes a lot. And just pray. Just pray. Pray for our mod Millie and her brother. He's still going through a lot of stuff. And our mod Annabella, she lost her uncle. And her family, they could use some prayers. We all could use some prayers. I don't know everybody that needs prayers, but I know that prayers are not going to hurt anybody. They're not going to hurt anybody. So prayers for everyone. Prayers for everyone. Pray for our 1-800-TBI. She's going through some sad things right now too. So pray for her and just pray for everyone. So many people is struggling that don't even talk about it or say anything about it. And, that's okay too. That's okay too. Now, yesterday, hey, everybody coming in. Yesterday, Justice was served for baby Evelyn Boswell. Amen. However, they've already filed for a new trial. What I say yesterday, I said it was going to happen. I just didn't know that soon, but I said it would happen. We hadn't even got to the sentencing phase yet. Just continue to pray that everything continues to run smoothly. I feel like justice will be done. Got to have faith. I didn't have much the other day, but we got to have faith. I knew it too. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And I seen the paperwork this morning, and I was like, hadn't even been 24 hours yet. Hadn't even been 24 hours yet. So then, Tina White, thank you. Thank you so much for your super sticker. I appreciate you, hun. Then I saw because I tried not to watch none of them last night. Then I saw a news where it wasn't Mr. Scott, it was the other one. I don't even really honestly care about their names if you want to know the truth about it. Whatever his name was, whatever, he knows what his name is. Her other defense attorney, which I think, didn't he withdraw himself yesterday? Whatever. He said she deserves a life. She deserves a life. No, actually, baby Evelyn deserved a life. So get the F out of here, sir. Aren't you supposed to be withdrawing yourself from this case? I don't know. There's people that I saw writing, they are from there and she didn't deserve anything. So there's that part. So just continue and hope that things continue to go right. And we'll rediscuss this when it comes back up for sentencing, or if any new news comes out about this case. Hopefully it'll run smoothly. Hopefully she had her mom to comfort her in her cell last night. Maybe. Because she got arrested as soon as she walked out of the courthouse. So there was that too. I still continue to pray that there will be justice for Summer Wells. Summer deserves so much grace, justice, and dignity, which is the three things I always say about Summer Moon Utah Wells. Little Summer. Her day will come. I don't know when, because this is a cold case. I think it's a cold case. Summer Moon Utah Wells, thank you for that. Not crazy. She's still missing, and she deserves her grace and her dignity so much. So much. I believe her case is cold, but I truly believe in my heart that one day, I may not be here alive, but one day we will know what happened to her. We'll know what happened to Summer. I'm beginning to think now, I don't know if there will be justice or not, because I don't know if the people responsible will be alive or not, to be honest with you. If I'm being honest with myself, I've never took my eyes off of 110. Never. I've never changed my mind. She didn't walk away. She didn't walk down that hill. But one thing's for certain. One person's for certain that I have not forgot, and that's Grandis. That's my opinion. I've never forgot Grandis. Grandis has been the real quiet one, hadn't she? I've never took my eyes off you, Grandis. I'll never forget about you either, ma'am. Everybody thinks she's this, oh, little old lady. Da, 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 da. That's a horrible, horrid woman. I believe her own daughter was even scared of her. But never mind all that. One day, Summer Moon Utah Wells will get her grace and dignity. Even if none of us is here on this earth, somebody will find her. And if she's not alive, they will give her the proper burial she deserves. Today is Valentine's Day again. As I tell y'all, it's Love Day. And we have little ones that we get to watch on Valentine's Day. Hey, everybody coming in. It's supposed to be a happy day, you know. If you have little ones, you know, like Summer was, or anything like that, grandkids, your kids was once little, about that little age, or little kids in daycare. I always look forward to it with my kids when my kids were little. Remember, they used to have little Valentine parties at school. Hey, Bullhorn Betty. Everybody coming in, hello. They used to have little Valentine Day parties at school, and you would get the little boxes of Valentines and stuff like that, and help them fill them out. And which one are they going to pick out? The little Snoopy, or, you know, whatever with the candy, or whatever for the little girls or the boys. And sometimes when they were that little, they would fix little sacks and with hearts all over them. You'd help them with little art projects where they could drop the cards in there and all kinds of stuff. It would just be fun. Now, back in the day, I don't think you can do this in school anymore unless you get it at the store and they're not open. But back in the day, you know, you could bake the cake, cupcakes and cookies and all that. But, you know, anyway, all that stuff, and you look forward to doing that. And then the little kids will want to sneak out one and not take it to the school and sneak one out for mom, or, you know, mom would sneak one out for the little kid. And yeah, the little heart candies too, that look, you know, that says little things on it and all that stuff, you know. I really bet, you know, Summer would have enjoyed all of that, as well as Sebastian, and we'll get to that in a minute. Or sometimes, you know, now again, we know those up there were not really Susie homemakers, but, you know, normally those aged children, you would bake little cookies, and you don't have to even do them homemade. They have the Christmas ones now, the Valentine's Day one now. They have the little hearts in them or the trees in them at the store. You just cut them up and throw them in the oven. It's really neat for the kids, right? I bet she would have enjoyed that. You know, little PJ pajamas, which half the time she didn't have shoes that fit her. But, you know, I'm just saying people can change. So maybe now she would have had cutesies. I don't know. I bet there's a lot of stuff Candace wished she could take back now. I'm just speaking my opinion in my heart. That's what I do. I get on here and speak my opinion in my heart from what I view and what I see. That's what I do. But these little things, they can't be done because nobody knows. In this case, it's colder than hell. And then now we got Sebastian. And I'm just speaking Tennessee, and there's many. But we got Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He's now 16. He turned 16 in December. Teen boys. I had 4 boys. They're grown now. I even got grandsons now. The teens are a little bit different. They're a little bit different about Valentine's Day or days like this. But he's already missed so many holidays. He's missed, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, all the things. I don't know why I would think this would be any different. However, this is the day of love. It's important. It's important for everybody, young and old. It really is. Even if you don't have a significant other. It's important. But it makes me wonder about Sebastian. It makes me wonder, especially about Sebastian, what he would be doing today. He's a little bit different and was raised a little bit different than Summer, right? But again, boys are different too. But would he have got love? No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. He would have got love from his bio father, Seth Rogers, especially if this was his weekend, would have been his weekend with Seth. Okay? I don't know if it would have been his weekend or not. But I'm sure he would have got plenty of love, hugs, and I love yous. Okay? But being at his mom's on Valentine's Day, what would he be doing? I'm just wondering. Because I thought about some things. And this is just me. It's none of y'all's opinions, thoughts, or anything else. This is me. Because I think about these things. And it's not good when I start thinking. So I thought, well, damn, if he was at his mom's today, thinking about hearing, even back in my video Justin played last night, because I always hear something new. And not just my video, but the video, the interviews or whatever. I thought, well, what would he be doing? This is supposed to be a lovely day. Would he have just been in the way, in their space? Would he have been told, just go to your room? Because see, even in my interview, I asked, was he a burden? Was he a burden? No. Was he a burden? Why do you have to repeat yourself and think about that? Think about the answer. I'd have been pissed off if somebody would ask me some shit like that, to be honest with you. Then I truly wondered what they would be doing on this lovey-dovey day. Maybe, Chris, you can come tell me. Did you buy her a rose? I don't know. Really don't give a shit. I do have some questions I'll need some more answers to. That I want more answers. You don't owe me anything. Well, you kind of do, pulling me down off of Justin's. I'm a little bit more prepared now, but whatever. But would he be sent to his room and say, You're in trouble. Go in your room. You're in trouble. Me and your mom need to spend time together. Get in your room. God forbid, do not disturb the adults in their home. Do not disturb the adults in their home. Go to your room. Don't be seen. Don't be heard. That's my thoughts, and I'm entitled to my thoughts. And not just on Valentine's Day. I think it was like that a lot up there on Stafford Court. Don't be seen. Don't be heard. But mostly, I think about how the 16-year-old or 16-year-old boys in general, not just Sebastian, but 16-year-old boys in general kind of do today. See, most of them are shy. Most of them are kind of shy, but they might be getting to that little stage where they're kind of trying to get a little crush on somebody. Okay? So they're kind of maybe getting this little crush on somebody. Nothing major, you know. It's just they might have their mom to, or even their dad, to get a little gift or a little secret gift, or even if they don't are embarrassed to give it to them, maybe they'll lay it on their desk. Nothing serious. They even might be getting peer pressure at school. Oh, I know you like her. What are you going to get? Or hell, even him. Oh, you got a crush on him. How about that, Katie and Chris? What if it was a him he liked? I'm just saying. You wouldn't like that, would you? Hmm? But not many boys see Valentine's as a chance to start showing interest. Hey, Bev. Some of them might just seriously want to hang out with their friends at 16. Maybe just play a game, watch TV, have a kid over. But wait. What? I forgot. According to his mother, Katie Proudfoot, and his stepdad, Chris, he didn't have any friends. He asked for friends. Now, see, this is where I have a problem. At first, I was like, man, this is the stupidest. I mean, I was saying it to myself. It blew me away, and then all of y'all was buying it and stuff, and that's fine. But I was like, see, Katie, his own mother, and Chris, his stepdad, said he asked for friends for Christmas. Never heard anything like it. However, you got to remember, his own mother and his stepfather, they made fun of him. They said he was quirky. He was not normal. He was quirky. They made fun of him. They mocked him. They made fun of how he danced. They laughed at him. They're laughing at him on the news and in public. And they said he did not have any friends. They said he asked for friends. And guess what? That's the saddest thing I ever heard in my life. But guess what? I don't doubt it, because you know why? I bet you $1 to a donut. Many times, Sebastian asked his mother, and possibly Chris, or she asked Chris for him. Could his friend or friends, or just called him by name, like any other normal child, could they be allowed to come over and play with him? Could they come over after school? Possibly even calling his mom from the school to ask that question. You know how kids get together at school and cook up this stuff? Can so-and-so come home with me? Can so-and-so come over for a little bit? This is my friend. Can they come over? Can little Johnny from school, can Jack and Jill from up the hill come over and play ball? And was told, absolutely freaking not. I'm theorizing here. Hypothetically, that's probably what they said. He probably asked his mom and Chris, and they said no. They were always saying no. He asked them if he's seen somebody walking home from the bus stop, because he has walked home from the bus stop before. It was said on here. And I bet you he was told no. And if his mom was at work, because we know he stayed at home and cleaned the house, I bet you he was told no, or Chris called him and he was told, you better not let nobody in the house while mom's at work. You need to get this clean, or you need to take care of the snakes or the animals or yada yada. And we're going to know if you do. We will know if anybody is there, or we'll know if anybody goes over there. Yes, Beverly, it's not fact. I'm just thinking. My opinions only. Hold on just 1 second. And that was confirm an appointment for tomorrow. Anyway, okay. So, where was I? So and I bet he told him and this is because you got to remember, this is what they did to him too. If this XYZ is not done and your room is not clean, your stuff is going in a trash bag and I'm making you carry it out to the trash. If not, I'll put it in there and take it out myself. Thank you, Plant Lady. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you. Woo! Thank you. That is my opinion, my dear friends. That's why Sebastian had no friends, in my opinion. I wonder if Katie has any photos of Sebastian on Valentine's Day. I'm just asking, because she don't owe them to us. But I noticed all those in Olivia's interview where she put them out, showed them and in a frame. But again, $1 to a donut, she don't have them pictures of Sebastian hanging on her walls. Why? Was they embarrassed of him? Was they embarrassed? Embarrassed much, Katie? I wonder what they'll be doing tonight on this love night, Valentine's Day. Going on with their lives, I assume. I hope it's good, whatever it is, and I hope it's worth it, in my opinion. Hopefully Sebastian will get to come home and tell us all about what happened to him and his adventure. Yeah, Trooper's mom, he was definitely, in my opinion, on lockdown. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I was watching my own interview on Justin's. I even said it in Justin's chat. Some of you noticed it. I thought it was so odd, but then it hit me right in there. I thought it was so odd and really the dumbest thing at the time when she said it. Again, this is why we continue to go back. I thought it was so odd when I asked her if she had anything in the world she would like to say to Sebastian if he could hear her. What would she like to say to him? Or no, that ain't it. I asked her if she could do anything different in the world. What would it be that Sunday? And she says, now, if she could do anything or change anything about that Sunday in the world, she told me what she would do different is I would sleep outside his door. That was I was just like, okay. Well, the more and more I hear that, I'm just like, that is so stupid. But now that I think about it, and we're all trying to put these pieces together, it is odd, but we know something happened in that house. And I said it in the chat. I said, maybe it's not so stupid after all. Maybe it's not. Because what if, and this is just a hypothetical, what if, because I feel in my heart whatever happened to Sebastian happened in the house, but what if something happened to Sebastian outside that bedroom door? In the hallway, when he walked out, was her and Chris fighting? Was he there? What happened? What did she mean by that? She would keep him from coming out of that room. She would lay there all night. What did she mean by that? Or is that just a bunch of bullshit she made up in her head? I don't know. I'm not a damn expert, and I'm not in her head. But it did come to mind. Why would you say something like that? And then maybe it is not so stupid after all. Thank you, Plant Lady. You have a happy Valentine's Day too. Much love. Much love. I don't know. I don't think something happened in his room. That's just me. Because I think that's where the cops was looking and they would have noticed it. Again, that's just me. Yeah, and I asked him, does he ever jump in between y'all when you're fighting? Of course, he said no, but I heard differently. Hey, Jude, thank you so much. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Absolutely. Thank you for your generosity, all of you. And I think he was probably threatened also with Kathy and Terry that they would know, or they would come by, or they could come in at any time with the friends or people in or out or whatever, and don't have that happen. I think he was intimidated a lot. I think it is just all strange. But remember one thing, Chris's worst nightmare, he said on a video, was Sebastian getting out and being seen. He did say that. So why? Again, you just need to take that with a little grain of salt. That's just me. But is there a little bit of truth in it? I don't know. I don't know. I want to watch this video. The only reason that I'm going to play this video, because I re-listened to it this morning, is allegedly it was a call in from somebody who, at the beginning, and I did hear it at the beginning of this, when a co-worker allegedly of Terry Bowersock's, y'all know which one I'm talking about, called in and told a bunch of things, which was really disgusting in my opinion, and about Sebastian, about Nina, a bunch of things, even if they were not involved. It's just, I've been hollering, where are your co-workers? Where are your character witnesses per se? Where are these people at? And then when I heard this morning, I remembered hearing it at the beginning. And but the only reason I'm going to play it is because the credit, because where the credit is going to go, because where the credit is going to go is 5D. And I just want to refresh your memory, as well as to let you know, I believe the bitch socks is just as guilty for at least, at the very least, knowing that things happened to Sebastian, even during this whole marriage, if that's what you want to call it, and never doing anything about it to help him, and being just as responsible for abuse, and if not abusive themselves towards him, as well as participating. That's my own opinion. And it's a shame on every last one of you. Shame on you. I hope the day comes where fire will be held to your feet, each last loving one of you. Of course, ain't nothing loving about you. Loving yourselves. Let's watch this. Let's get a refresh here.
No problem.
So
Just getting in.
yeah, so I'm glad you got everything squared away. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, I wasn't preparing any sound boxes or anything.
Well, I've heard that Chris Proudfoot is using a sound box on YouTube, so you never can be too sure.
It wouldn't surprise me, but then I don't want to cuss because I don't know how your show goes. But
No, you're okay. You can say pretty much whatever you want.
they're definitely a bunch of weird individuals. Let's just say that.
Weird how?
And now, I don't want to say that he was being serious, but when speaking about Nina, I mean, he's mentioned before about like paying someone to rid her, you know?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that was serious or just joking around. I can't say for sure. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But that was mentioned.
He talked about
worked with
paying
him,
someone to off her?
Like, people will say that when they're angry. I know I've said it before about my ex-wife, you know. I would rather pay this than to go through a divorce with her and her get half of my shit.
Sure. People say that just in anger, you know, just spouting off.
Right.
But are you saying that Chris said that or Mr. Bowersox?
Terry said that.
Terry said that.
Terry said that.
About Nina?
And there's multiple witnesses.
Wow.
Because everyone there, someone started a joke with him. Instead of calling him Bowersox, they called him Powered by Cops.
Oh my God.
And that's honestly what he seemed like, rather than a family man to us. And there's no judgment there.
Power by Cops? Do you think they're that infiltrated?
No, not cops.
Mix up because people are saying they're infiltrated with law enforcement.
You don't know what he's saying.
They're very tight there as well.
They are tight?
Yes.
Huh. How
Very.
so? Like, do you know the exact relation that makes them tight? Because I haven't heard anything definitively.
No, I'm not sure. I can call a friend of mine that still works up there, and I'm sure he would probably know, but I know there used to be one, I don't know if it was lieutenant, sergeant, that would come by once or twice a week, and him and Terry would sit in the office, and maybe 30 minutes every time he come in.
And what were you working at? You were working at Champion, which is what? Motorhomes?
No, that's where I work now.
Oh, well, don't tell us where you work now. No one needs to know that.
That's
Oh, I'm
scary.
not worried about it.
Well, I don't want anything to happen. You know, people are crazy.
But
You
work for
worked with him
MCI
at your
New
previous
Flyer.
job then.
Yeah, he used to be MCI. New Flyer brought him out.
You what?
I said it used to be MCI. New Flyer bought them out.
Oh, okay. And what did Mr. Bowersox do there?
He was more of like an office guy, but he would come out into our area, you know, lunch, you know, and just BS around and
I believe that.
talk.
I do. I believe
he was
that.
a pretty friendly guy, but he was just weird in his own way. Like, he seems like the type that would
Hey, Daly.
go crazy and mental and shoot the damn business up.
Damn, those are some pretty strong feelings there.
I mean, I'm just being straight up 100% with you. And I mean, I had a conversation with a buddy of mine that, you know, worked there as well. And he said, as soon as I was telling him the situation, he knew nothing about it. He said, that son of a bitch had something to do with it. I said, oh, I know.
So you knew about the situation with Nina and her baby with Chris?
I didn't know much about it until, you know, he would mouth off about it, you know, and then whenever I started watching, you know, the stuff about Sebastian and I heard her talking about him, I was like, she has to be the one.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only one I know of in that time. That's the only kid that I know of in that time frame.
I've got to talk more about, have you ever met Chris?
Yeah, I have met Chris at one of the, like when they had the Christmas dinners and stuff. I've met him.
Just in passing, or did you ever have conversations with him?
No, we had conversations. I've met him, I wouldn't say over 10 times, but I mean, I've met, and I can say this, they're all pompous assholes.
No, that, I've heard
Every
that.
one of them.
That's not true.
Are they drinkers?
Are they what?
Are they drinkers? Do they like to drink and have fun? I mean, they look like they like to go on a lot of vacations. So do they like to?
Would drink wine and stuff, at the parties. But as far as, outside of that, I don't know.
So other than being weird, I mean, I guess I'm looking for more. What you mean by weird? I mean, is it just a vibe you get, or is his behavior strange?
I really don't want to go into it. I would rather email you.
Okay.
Do you have an email?
Yeah, absolutely.
Contact
No, absolutely, and I totally understand. It's a weird position to be in.
I'm not trying to put his business out there. I mean, just in case he's not involved,
Yeah.
He could get under,
Dude, I totally respect that. I just kind of want to get more of an idea for just myself, like the dynamics.
Well, let me say, I don't know if you've seen my comment in chat. I've heard, I don't remember which podcast I was watching where one of the neighbors said that Chris called him the R word. I don't use that word, but called him the R word.
Mm-hmm.
And Terry is just as bad, if not worse.
Wow.
As far as making fun of this kid.
How about Terry's wife? Have you had any encounters with her?
Yes. I mean, probably about the same amount as Chris, maybe a little bit more, in passing when she would come in.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we would talk, 10, 15 minutes here or there when she would come in. And then, at the dinners and stuff, we would, all talk. But I mean, he's told me, talk to everyone there. Like, he would spill his beans to whoever. I mean, it was just like you needed an open ear to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I could try and get a buddy of mine to call in that, longer beside of Terry, like actually beside of Terry and under Terry, that knows a lot more than I do.
So did Terry talk about Sebastian? Did you know of Sebastian when you worked with him?
I just knew he referred to him as
that word.
I'm not going to say the word. Yeah. He used it as the R word. Idiot.
These are co-workers.
Is what he would call
of Terry's talking about.
So
that.
Do you remember a context he would use it in?
Give him the right to go to
whenever
his job and talk about Sebastian.
Someone was talking about their kids, for example. If we were at in the break room and someone was talking about their kids and he was sitting there and he'd be like, my damn grandson, he's just I don't understand why he does some of the shit he does. He's that word idiot. And just go off on a tangent talking about, things he did or, talking about soiling his pants, unbelievable stuff that, a company, coworker shouldn't know that about your grandson. You shouldn't be talking about your grandson like that anyway.
Yeah. That's awful. And how did people respond to that?
I mean, everyone, it literally, blew everyone away. Everyone there, feels the same way that everyone that I've spoke with that either worked there or still works there has said the same exact thing that I said from the beginning, that they were involved. I truly feel like they were involved in this, and it was something pre-planned.
That's your theory, huh?
And just based off of the things that that man said, done, the things that I know he's done, they're very, very dirty. I mean, going as far as paying people to,
I believe that too.
for example, if you were Chris's ex, he would pay someone to come to, you know, your house, apartment, job, whatever, and just vandalize your car, cut your tires,
And we had that in this
whatever
case.
it may be, just to harm you and hurt you. And if he knew that, for example, like if you didn't make good money, what he considered good money, he would make it that much harder on you. He would make it, you know, do double of what he would normally do, because he'd be like, oh, I'm not just hurting them with their heart, I'm hurting them in their pocket too, and shit like that.
What do you think about Katie's position in this?
Talking about, like, what do I feel like if I feel like she's involved?
Yeah, like, I mean, where do you think she stands in this?
I think my honest opinion, I feel like her and Cassie have set, you know, down, playing something out, playing something out, and, you know, it happened.
Wow. I mean, we heard from Nina, the ex-wife, that, you know, Melissa Proudfoot was saying to run her over with the truck.
Oh, I'm telling you, I can have some people contact you to tell you some stories about what now this is coming from Terry telling us. Now, I don't know if it's 100% true. I never looked into it, but he's told us stories about, you know, things that he's done, and it's kind of shocking, and it makes you wonder, you know, how is this man not in jail, you know?
Is it something that bothered you before, or did you just never really think much of it and just think, oh, this guy is just a prick? And then when Sebastian went missing, it made you like look at everything, or?
To me, I thought a lot of it was just blowing smoke, you know, and a lot of us did, except for there's a few things that I knew he wasn't blowing smoke about. I've seen that with my own eyes, or seen proof of it, you know what I mean? But there's some things like, you know, paying someone to off your, you know, future ex-daughter-in-law, who is the mother of your grandchild. That's going a little far.
Yeah.
If you're being serious about it.
Well, I think it's very alarming to hear Nina's story and what all they went, you know, the trouble they went to.
Like I told you earlier, yes, I said that about my ex, you know, about doing that, you know, rather than divorce when we was going through the divorce. But it was strictly in 100% a joking manner.
Well,
you know,
yeah, I get it. But Matt, it's probably not something you want to say, even jokingly.
But I don't think he had.
But you know, I mean, how many of us have heard the term "cheaper to keep her"? I mean, there's always, you know, things flung during a divorce.
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't say, I just said that to like my parents. That was it. You know, I didn't say it like anyone in public. But yeah, he would go on a tangent, and I mean, he said some some of the most vile things about Kathy that, I mean, it just, when he's pissed, he's pissed. Let's just say that.
Oh, so you're talking about Cassie, which is another ex-wife, right?
Get it there, Jay.
Did you say Cassie?
Kathy.
Oh, Kathy. Okay, I'm sorry. He would talk shit about his wife, Kathy.
Oh yeah, he was, when he, like, if, for example, if he come into work and they had an argument the night before, she was the dirtiest. I don't want to call a female that, but she was the dirtiest, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's just say, I'm just using that word. That's what he would say.
Kelsey.
And just, I mean, go off, you know, talking about everything under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want that bitch out of my life, you know, just on and on and on and nonstop. Now, this is around a group of people, you know, in the break room. There would be, you know, 20 people in there, and this man's just sitting there spouting all full of shit like this in front of everyone, and everyone's looking at him like, this man's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'd say so.
You know, and if I didn't hear all these stories prior to this call right now, I'd think you were out of your mind. That people could not be that evil.
I promise. I will email you some stuff that will probably shock you even more. And I'm going to see if I can have one person call you.
Okay.
The one that I support under Terry, you know, and beside Terry. And,
okay,
you know, I don't know exactly where he stands with Terry at this moment.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that.
Is he would rather speak with you off air, and then, you know, you could record it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He might not want his identity to be known. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Let him know that if he wants to remain anonymous, that's fine.
But I can assure you, he knows a lot about that man. I mean, like I said, I know Terry. I know how he is.
Mm-hmm.
And I promise you, he would be willing to, if you were a, you know, hitman or a kidnapper or someone,
mm-hmm.
he would be willing to pay you. Like if Katie and Chris was to bring up something about, I'm just using this for example, if they were sitting around talking and Chris said something about he can't take Sebastian anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He is the type of guy that would be like, you find someone, you know, to get rid of them, I'll pay for it.
Okay, love you.
Right.
Happy
Did you? Okay, I don't want to like derail you, but did you hear the story, Matt, about Sebastian being essayed under their watch, and that Chris didn't want his daughter around Sebastian? Have you heard that?
Did I ever do that before?
No, like
before
at all
Sebastian.
On YouTube here.
I just heard it after Sebastian went missing. I didn't hear of it before then.
Correct. That's what I mean. I don't know how much you've watched on YouTube. That's all. So with that being said, I mean, knowing what we know about the ex and his daughter, Faith, if this was an issue about Sebastian because CPS was involved and that may hurt Faith.
It's not her,
being able to
somebody
come there.
else is playing her stuff.
Would that not be the
Otherwise,
same
it
type
would
of
be
motive that they had against Nina in a sense?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said in that super chat, Chris has said it in interviews. Katie has said it in interviews. And the biological father, Seth, has said it in interviews,
Mm-hmm.
as well as reports. Excuse me. That TBI has showed them videos of Sebastian's bedroom light going on and off. Okay, if they've got a Ring video showing his light going on and off, how do they not have video of him walking out of the house? If he walked out the front door, which is where his room is supposedly on that side of the house, if I'm not mistaken,
That's what they
How do they
said.
not have people leaving?
Yeah, it's a good question.
I mean, in my opinion, I truly don't feel like he ever walked out of that house. I feel like he left that house through the garage and was taken somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that he was made to sleep in the garage? What do you think about the mattress?
Now that would not surprise me with the way that them people are. I'm telling you, there's some dirty people that's very vindictive and will go extra lengths.
Extra lengths, y'all.
Matt, have you talked to
And like
the
I said-
TBI or to the Sumner County Sheriff?
Yes, I contacted them as soon as, I found out about this. And, I contacted the detective and left the voicemail with him and spoke with one of them. I don't remember which one. I've had to look through my text message.
But they did contact you back?
Yes, I did speak with the detective on that one. Because I just called in and told him that, I used to work with Perry and that,
Mm-hmm.
I knew Chris and all that,
Mm-hmm.
And he did leaving a voicemail is what I'm referring to. And he called me back and I told him everything that I'm telling you.
What kind of
told him
questions did they ask you?
I mean, they asked me kind of what you're asking me. They asked me,
I do too, Whispering Winds.
I really don't want to get into that.
Okay.
I would rather email you that.
Yeah. I get it.
We
I
know
appreciate you
there's
stopping
email a
when
bunch of stuff.
you don't want to go too far, and I do appreciate that.
Some things he probably didn't want to put out
I just
there.
don't want
He knows how crazy they are.
them to get mad at me for,
No, and I don't want that
telling-
either.
so, or ruin anything with their investigation.
Right. And I don't want that
just don't-
either.
Like, I was telling another creator whenever he was like, are you sure? I said, I can send you my credentials for I work with that man. I don't care. I'm not hiding anything.
You're telling the truth. I believe you, Matt.
I was like, and, I sent him everything and he was like, now what was he like? And I told him, I said, he was, excuse my language, but he was a dickhead
Mm-hmm.
that thought he was, better than everyone else. But then,
I can see that.
would sit there talking about hiring a hitman for, his ex future daughter-in-law.
Crazy. What do you think about their trip to Alaska? The Bowersox.
That's very weird too. I find that very weird. The timing of that, from what I've heard, that it was right there, right as Sebastian went missing. I don't know exactly when it was.
Yeah, I don't either, to be honest.
But I can tell you this, it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't have him hid somewhere with, a family member in another state or possibly even Tennessee. They're that grimy and dirty people.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for your testimony to that. I mean, it takes a lot to come forward and speak out about people that, know who you are. Are they going to be angry if they hear you up on a YouTube panel, do you think?
I don't give a shit. I said my piece to them the day I walked out of that building.
Good for you. Matt, do you know Bobby Worsham?
I do too. Absolutely.
I guess he owns
Bobby
the Beach Market across the street from Beach High School.
That name sounds very familiar, but the Worsham name sounds familiar, but off the top of my head,
I just
I'm better
wondered.
with
I just wondered. I guess there was camera footage from that store across the street from Sebastian's high school, and Chris went off when someone mentioned that his mom was caught on camera at Worsham's. And it was the PI, I think, that mentioned Worsham's or something.
And this was close to the time frame of when he went missing.
This was the morning of. He was called out about his mom maybe being seen on camera at Warsham's, and he got very angry about that and cut her off, and they stopped. I can't remember the exact wording, but it was strange. And then to see Katie's SUV is very similar to his mother's.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, it's just my opinion. I believe him, but I don't know. I don't have any facts to who this is or anything like that. But he said he talked to the law, and you know, I have no reason not to believe him. I believe him more than I believe any of them so far. They haven't gave me any reason to believe them yet. Not a one of them. So there's that part. But I just say, he called into Justin's too. See, I must have missed that. I didn't know. But if I hadn't known that, I'd have played that. But I didn't know that. I'll have to go back, maybe find that one later at another date. But right now, I got some grandchildrens coming over, so I can babysit them while their parents have some lovey-dovey dinner or whatever it is they're going to do. Yeah, I'm thankful he called the detective too. I am thankful they called him back. And if it's Carter, I'm telling you, Carter's on it. Carter will call right back, and he's no nonsense. Unless he thinks you're no nonsense. Unless he thinks you're some kind of nonsense bullshit. He ain't going to play with you. I'm telling you that. He won't. But anyway, a little some snooky, honey. I said, y'all don't be late. This old woman got to go to bed. But anyway, yeah, because now my son, he's got to go. Also, excuse me, out of town for work next week, and so they don't never have any babysitters for their kids. Never, ever. So they deserve a break too. And he worked all day, so I will. I'll probably when they pick them up, I'll probably come back on here later. I did want to touch on little Asia today as when she went missing Valentine's Day, and I'm getting requests all over the place for that. I have touched on it before. Hopefully, or I can get them settled where my husband can keep them under control for a little, an hour or so. I don't know. Or they'll go to sleepy. I don't know. We'll see. But I hadn't forgot anybody. I'm just now trying to catch up with everything. I appreciate you all joining me. Just pray that Sebastian is found. It's coming up on a year very, 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 very soon. And don't forget the vigil March 1st. It's in the description. Not crazy, put it in there. And, pray for Seth, like I said, and keep him in your prayers. He'll be on the Lure Lodge, him and Tony, on Monday night. That is also in my community post. And we just want to keep these prayers out and hopefully find these babies. And that includes Summer, that includes Sebastian, and that includes, Monkey. He Brandy wants her baby found, But if you know anything about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee, 5'5", about 120 pounds, he wears glasses. And if you have any information about him, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND or 615-442-1865 or 833-TELL-DOG. And whoever said that was the wrong number the other day to dog, no, it is correct. It is enough numbers. It's just how he has it set up. So if you space them out, it's just the way it is. And you can call any FBI agent in your local area. Or if you think you see him, hell, call 911, right? But please, let's keep our fingers crossed and hope there's some good news. Thank you all for joining me. Y'all have a good evening, and I really love and appreciate you. And happy, I was fixing to say Thanksgiving. Happy, what? Happy Valentine's Day. It's love day. I love you all. Bye.